game on with Jaden there.
Yeah, Jaden right there. And into the game one.
All right, so we've got Flandres here, starting with the Pot of Prosperity.
Great start. Very dangerous start. You know, in this format, lots of people main decking Drone Logbird.
Out banishing three.
Resolves.
Looked like three there.
We got a
What is?
duality, extravagance, evenly matched. Lots of pot cards, more duality.
Well, the first card off was the one he wanted, and it's the map.
Map is the best one. Activating the magnificent map.
Yep.
And that is going to resolve. I think we're going to probably follow up. Whether or not he wants to start with a normal summon or he's going to go with the reveal. We're going to go with the reveal.
And that is hands blocking, but it looks like Simward. It's not. It is...
Eaglin.
That's Eaglin. Okay, yeah.
Eaglin summoned out. Going to get that search for Apex Avian.
Now we get a normal summon here for Toucan.
Toucan added. Okay. And then we're going to, well, he's playing it pretty quickly there, going into the Token summon. Token provided the normal summon of the M-Pen. M-Pen is now going to add a spell or trap into hand.
You're going to get the Dreaming Town.
Now we're going to go into Rabina normal summon, and we're setting up these chain links and making it very difficult to use Ash Blossom Joy Spring. And we're going to add Street into hand, and we're going to summon it. We're going to banish the Pot of Prosperity.
Tribute both of those off. We get the Apex Avian.
This is like a combo deck now. Setting up a negation through the Apex Avian with M-Pen on the field. That is going to shut off the effects of attack position special summon monsters. And you also have a negation with the Apex Avian.
It's a tough break if you're a Link monster and have to be special summoned in attack position.
Jerome passes turn.
Draw for turn. Yep.
Drew draws for turn. Sky Striker. Now, I think this is the deck that I think Flandres impacts the
Stand
least.
by phase. Yep.
No, in this case, not being able to
If I'm
activate
in
the
hand
effects of
three.
those special summon monsters hurts
Yes, sir.
in attack position. Because all your Link monsters, they're in attack
I'll
position.
activate multi-roll.
Multi-roll has been activated.
Sure.
This helps, though.
I mean, if Drew has a bunch of spells, he's going to be able to perhaps play right through this.
And you can make it so that they're
Activate
uninterruptible as well. So he's got the combo here of the Area 0 plus multi-roll. See if he tries to use the Area 0 first, just sends it away for multi-roll.
Multi-roll target.
He's going to send it away. Apex Avian is going to prevent that, bounce back, and destroy multi-roll. So that leaves the Area 0 on the field.
Hey,
Drew's going to have a chance to dig a little deeper for something else.
Or maybe Drew will have another copy because that's now available.
It's true.
Trust. Sure.
Oh, we have a triple tactic thrust activated.
It's a nice normal spell to have. Ups your spell count and gets you normal. Can be added to hand because Jerome has a monster on the field.
Last I checked, Engage is a normal spell card.
It is a normal spell card.
That could lead into Afterburners, and that would probably be 3 spell cards in the graveyard. That could lead to both cards being destroyed. Both one of the spell and trap and one in the monster.
There we go with Engage here. The original Engage, blue Engage.
Blue versus red. I love the red one a bit more, personally.
It's nice if you just play one of each. Play blue
Activate
and red.
Engage.
Activate Engage. Now, this one's not going to provide an additional draw, but that's okay. I wonder if Drew has any monster available. I mean, he can if he can somehow find a way to send away that Area 0 into the graveyard.
It's going to go for Widow Anchor.
Okay. I mean, Widow Anchor could perhaps take control of the M-Pen and then use Area 0 to send it to the graveyard, get yourself an
potentially,
additional card.
Might already have the Afterburners as well. Well, we'll
And
see
your
what the
res-
plan is here. Nothing on resolution.
Activate.
Second Engage, okay.
It has both Engage.
Of course. You know, Engage goes to 2. We play 2 Engage, and we're going to get one to get a search. The second one's going to get a search and a
Yeah,
draw.
well, that one's going to get the Afterburners, though.
There it is.
A little disappointing it's not one blue Engage, one red Engage.
Well, that would be a really cool way to play it.
Draw one.
But I suppose the blue ones work just the same.
Of course. Are we going to go for the afterburners? Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
that is
afterburners
the right. Afterburners onto the M-Pen. Are we able to protect the M-Pen in any way, shape, or form? I think that's going to be very, very hard. It's not a monster effect.
So that'll take out both the M-Pen and
that's why you
force
think-
out the Dreaming Town right now.
Yeah, the second effect does not target.
It does
This,
not.
this is the only opportunity to activate that back row. This is putting Jerome in terrible timing. This is not the tempo that he wants to be playing
No,
at.
it's a bit rough.
Sure.
We allowed it,
I'll just try this as well.
and we lose the Dreaming Town. Now, a normal summon could lead to a follow-up of even more cards, since both the Field Spell and Dreaming Town could provide the additional normal summon, so Jerome's not done yet.
Now, Drew could get a special summon out. He's going to normal summon the Ray here, which will trigger the map. But remember, Sky Striker does have Hornet Drones available if you need to get a material without normal summoning.
Now, at this very moment, it's hard
I'll
for
activate Ray's
Drew.
effects.
Now, Drew has to get rid of the Ray in order to activate any of the quick play
activate
spells
it.
from hand, because Sky Striker spells, you cannot control monsters in the main monster zone. And we're going to use the Widow Anchor, take control, and also negate the effect of Eaglin, which is very, very impactful.
So the end result of this is that one of the banished wonders returns to Jerome's hand. Eaglin's negated, control of it shifts, and then Ray's effect resolves and turns into
effects.
Kugari to pick up Engage.
Of course, we would want Engage again, and if we can Engage again, it almost feels like Pot of Greed. Every single time, you get search a card and draw a card.
You have 3 in hand still? 4.
4 cards in hand for Jerome.
I haven't used Area 0 yet. Let's go battle phase first.
We're going to go battle phase first.
Attack for 800.
800, and Kagari is going to change the amount of attack
This was
points
800.
on herself.
And I have 5 spells, so 2,000. So you're at 52.
2,800 hit.
Main phase 2. Yep. Target.
Main phase 2 into the area
You-
0.
I don't know does he need to cut? Do you need to cut?
And we get a hit. We hit a Shark Cannon. Therefore, the Eaglin is going to be banished. Of course, Eaglin will banish itself because of how it's removed from the field.
Shark Cannon is not really a whole lot of monsters to take out with it, rather.
Definitely not the most high value card, but this Engage is a high value card. And we're going to see the second multi-roll. This reminds me of the good old days of Sky Striker, where multi-roll, you get a bunch of draws, you get a bunch of setback onto the field with the engages and everything. Everything just works out so nicely for Sky Striker. Definitely a fan favorite deck.
Yeah, it's nice, as well as one that's been around for quite some time, too. So it's good when you see kind of the older ones still sticking up there with the more modern decks as well.
Activate multi-roll.
Multi-roll has been activated. Are we going to get additional spells being played so we can get a couple of extra things back onto the field, or are we done? Seems like we are done. We're just going to set 2 cards, and Kagari likely going to Shizuku. And end phase, we're going to be able to get another search of something that we do not have already in the graveyard.
Proceed to end phase.
End phase, Shizuku.
He's looking at Eagle Booster right there and takes it.
We're going to get the Eagle Booster. I wonder if he's going to set it right away by activating the card and then using multi-roll to
end
set it
phase,
back
I'll
onto the
activate.
field.
Target Shizuku.
Yep. We are getting
And
to
then
that
it's
point.
multi-roll.
Multi-roll, probably setting a Widow Anchor if possible.
Yep, there's still the one there in the graveyard.
It is a more impactful card. I'd rather have it
I'm trying to
myself.
remember how many I used with multi-roll.
Don't you have to use, you only use one.
That
It was
is
just-
just one.
Oh, yeah, it was just that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll set this. Good.
That's a good one. But will it be enough? There is a field spell, so there could be more normal summons than we think.
Starting off with the normal summon from the field spell.
Revealing from our hand, Rabina.
Yep, starting with the banish effect, not the normal summon effect.
You're going to have to layer all these summons just so they can bypass that Widow Anchor. Widow Anchor could end your turn if you did not have that field spell. Which one is Jerome choosing to banish? Another copy of Rabina.
Chaining 2.
Chainlink to Eaglin. Hold on.
Yeah, so what card was revealed from the hand?
Rabina was revealed, so Rabina cannot actually banish Rabina. Same name. I mean, a lot of cards are unable to actually get the same name cards.
Chaining 2.
It's a great way to restrict looping the same card over and over and over again. So instead, the card that gets banished is going to be the
Advent of Adventure.
Of Adventure.
Now, I don't think it changes the content of the following play.
Chaining 1. Chaining 2.
We're going into Token. Token gets to add back one of those banished Wonderies cards. Jerome is going for Eaglin. Eaglin effect. I like how Jerome just uses the banished cards just as the additional hand. Just grab it from hand, just summon it onto the field. Okay. I mean, that's a great way to use Token.
And then these two are being attributed off. We've got the M-Pen again.
And M-Pen's on the field. Do you want Jerome to get the additional spell or trap card?
All right, so now we're getting a Widow Anchor here. And now Advent of Adventure is going to banish it in response.
And that's going to allow...
avoid the negation.
Yep, and that's going to allow the M-Pen to get the spell or trap card anyway. And I don't think the regular normal summon has been used yet, so there's probably going to be a follow-up.
Yep, not yet.
57. Yeah.
And we know perhaps one of the cards in the back in Drew's side is probably going to be a Shark Cannon. I don't think there's that much value
What's
for
the other one
this.
he searched?
Maybe perhaps it's even an option to be sided out.
Can I read that card?
So between the two searches here, we've got both the Unexplored Winds and a second copy of the map. So Unexplored Winds lets you use your opponent's cards and send them to the graveyard effectively as substitute tributes for your high levels.
Yeah, you're good.
I mean, if we can use that to get onto a Mega Ryza, that could be a triple removal. But no, not exactly, because you need the tribute. It does not count as a tribute anymore.
Yeah, I believe it says instead of tributing.
Yeah, it's a send.
Did I use 2K this round?
Did he use the Toucan this one?
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
he did.
Yes, he did.
That's the Eaglin. When we reference him
Thank you.
using it as the banish pile as his hand.
That's how we got the Advent of Adventure back.
Mm-hmm.
You got
We have a streak.
banish your
Oh, this is good.
banish your Ray.
Banishing Ray is a good choice. Ray will now not come back once the Link monster is removed from the field.
Sure.
We've got another normal summon effect here.
This is quite the interesting matchup. Like, things don't exactly align perfectly with each other.
Yeah, it's kind of messy.
You're good.
So where are we going next?
Eaglin, Apex Avian, sending away.
Ooh, a linkage.
And for these kinds of timing, you can't even chain to this. You have to do it beforehand.
Back.
Yeah, so just to be clear, that last level 1, I believe, was summoned off,
Battle, please.
eventually off of the effect of the M-Pen, right? We get the extra normal summon there.
3, 4, 5,
So then
6,
this is the once per turn normal
Yep.
summon, the Mist Valley Apex Avian.
Yeah, by regular mechanic.
Back here.
We're attacking into Shizuku, but
so 500,
500.
175.
Attack.
Or sorry, so yeah, this does.
I don't think there's a Ray in there.
Yeah, the
anymore.
Ray is gone. It's been banished by Stree.
68, tier 57.
That was really a pretty effective turn for Jerome.
I think so.
Jerome definitely repositioned himself
Yeah.
to a good position, keeping the map on the field. Apex Avian still alive, but there are still
You already cut.
the multi-roll, and
I guess
there's
first.
still the area
I don't
0.
think I have it a bit.
So that those 2 cards could, contribute to a full comeback if you get the right cards. Now, if there's some way for Drew to get access to afterburners again after answering to the Apex Avian, that's when we'll probably see a big swing in position.
Cannon targeting the Empen.
Yeah, this is why it's nice to have a second copy of Afterburners.
So we're going to see Shark Cannon onto the M-Pen.
Sure.
And that is allowed.
Multi-roll effects. Sure.
Multi-roll effect. Yeah, Jerome not letting that multi-roll stick on the field.
Impen.
And the M-Pen should be gone.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Good.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
Stand
Now,
by
only
phase.
with an area 0.
Yes, this is a bit of a
Main
tough
phase.
one. So if you normal summon here, then the map goes. Oh!
Harpies of Feather Duster.
Oh my goodness.
My Valentine would be
Evenly.
proud.
There was an evenly matched down there too.
Okay.
So field spell, unexplored wins, and
You're
evenly matched are
57.
gone.
We're going to see if Drew can close in on this particular position he just acquired. No more field spell. The normal summon is safe. Can Drew get access to one of the Sky Striker monsters and just set up the back row completely?
Drew Ray.
Oh.
Drew Ray. Is he going to use area 0 and then
Battle phase.
chain Ray? No, he's just
We're
going
just
to go
going to
battle
battle
phase.
Okay.
800.
Now,
so
was
you're
there a
49.
linkage already put into the graveyard?
There was.
Effect.
There was. It just got hit by. That was the card that was sent with unexplored wins.
Mm-hmm. Are we going to go into Kagari? Yes. Kagari's damage. We're going to modify the attack with the number of spells in the graveyard.
Kagari targets. Engage.
Kagari targets the engage, so we're not going to go with we're not going with linkage, but I think engage provides more advantage for sure.
Attack.
It does, but is it
1, 2,
skipping
3,
lethal?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 24.
24.
So it'd be it'd be
So you're at
because you can't summon
25
another
to my
Kagari, he'd be
68.
missing a couple hundred damage.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, the linkage does not have a dark monster
phase
in the
2.
graveyard to get the additional attack boost either.
Oh, there's Ray.
I mean, not the light. Sorry, a light monster.
Not a light
Oh, I mean monster. You need both a light and a dark.
They're a little short. Oh, he is playing 3 multi-roll. Really? Okay.
Well, if it works, it works.
We'll see if it works.
I mean, the graveyard is already fully loaded, so for every spell card that he plays that can recur back onto the field, really just acts as a double up
Make sure
on
I can do
existing
this
effects.
first.
Just how many spells does he have left in his hand to play after activating this multi-roll?
Area 0.
I mean,
target
most of the
Kagari.
deck is spells, so it's probably some number.
Oh, we hit a linkage with the area 0. And we got to send away that Kagari.
Activate
Target this.
multi-roll.
With multi-roll.
And we're going to be able to get back another monster back onto the field. I wonder which one he's going to go for this time. We're going to go for another copy
The
of
third
Ray.
Ray.
Perhaps loading it with multiple rays is a good idea. We have to always be wary of Wandery Street, just banishing them back out before you get a chance to use them.
So this one becomes Shizuku. Drew sets 2 cards face down. And there shouldn't be any cards back from multi-roll.
End phase. Yep.
He's going to pick one with Shizuku. Lots of different ones in the graveyard, so the choices are getting a bit slim.
Have we seen a Hornet Drones just yet?
Yeah, I haven't seen Hornet Drones yet. And it does take a that's a
That
Widow
looks
Anchor,
Yeah, it looks like a Widow Anchor.
because the first one was
Activate
banished.
it and then multi-roll set it. Go ahead.
I'll move. Draw face. Stand by.
Yep.
Main.
Sure.
Battle.
Sure.
It's got evenly matched. number
Evenly
2.
matched.
He does.
Oh, that is so good. Main deck evenly match.
Yeah, I
That's
like
what,
it.
That's what we're seeing right now.
Oh, he takes Shizuku. Banishes Shizuku face down and keeps that last face down. He's not going to keep it much longer. Because it's unexplored winds and it's map.
So Jerome needs to hit for 6,800.
And it's Toucan being banished. It's Eglin.
Chaining 2, chaining 3.
Oh, Jerome going for 2 and 3.
What's our good?
We're going to activate the Widow Anchor, and we're going to use the effect to take the Eglin. I believe it's... Yep.
Goes regular.
Yeah, there's also the regular summon, so... Is going to tribute and send.
Chaining 1, chaining 2. Yep. I'm true.
Yeah, that has to be.
Yeah, that's got to go
That's
too.
gotta go.
Otherwise, you don't have enough tributes.
You got 1 card in hand, right?
So we've got 3,000 on board right now. Picks up Advent of Adventure. And the extra one is for Rabina.
Drum's digging pretty deep into the deck.
Effect. Chaining 1, chaining 2. Target, let me see your grip.
That's going to Stree. Stree is going to be probably banish.
Target. Yes.
Engage now. There's 2, so we need to clear 1 more. But maybe that's not necessary.
Effect and effect on Toucan.
Talking added back to hand.
Now we've got no battle phase this turn. We've already spent it on evenly matched.
Effect.
Jerome securing multiple disruptions along the lines here.
You already cut?
No, I haven't.
How many Kagaris have been placed so far? I think there's been 2.
I believe it's 2, yes.
But having the additional negation coming from the Apex Avian, it's going to be a tight rope for Drew to play around right now. Resources are running much, much lower now.
Go ahead.
We'll see if there's 1 card left in here that does it.
Main phase.
Yep.
I don't know that there is. This is a tough position.
So main decks going to the main.
Great resource
Oh.
management by Jerome.
Last turn we kept track that Toucan and Street had already used your effects after Cloak Tribute Summon for Apex.
So Toucan and who?
Toucan and Street,
They already used their effect
yes,
from
from Banish.
the banish.
You could not actually retrieve those.
you
Apparently
can't
those
retrieve them
effects have
twice.
been used already for that turn.
Retrieved them twice. That was kind of a long sequence of plays. It's weird when you do the whole evenly matched thing. It almost feels like an extra turn has passed in between.
Yeah. But players need to keep in mind of all of your game state.
How was the rule for your last turn?
Yeah. I'm pretty confident.
Now they're checking something right now, trying to make sure all the correct cards are banished face down that should be banished face down. So there were 2 Widow Anchors, right? There was the one that was set by Multi-World, and there was the one that was set for hand. And I believe they're checking right now.
Legal activations for Toucan and Street and for the send off of Widow Anchor for Multi-World.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
That reminded me of if you ever hit, Flawanderies with an evenly match, most of those Flawanderies monsters that are the small birds, they will banish face up
Face up.
Go ahead.
because of their own effect.
Yeah, so when cards have the, if this card leaves the field, it's banished instead kind of thing, the internal version of it takes precedence. So it's the same thing for Plague Spreader Zombie, for instance, when it was brought back from the graveyard. If you were to banish it with Caius, for instance, it would be banished due to its own effect.
And you do not
as
take the
opposed to
damage.
Caius.
Okay.
Chaining 1, chaining 2. Target. Let's see your birth.
So we summoned out a Sky Striker Rose.
Like this.
Which is the last monster. Which
Yep.
is the only other monster. And getting rid of the other engage here.
Now this has been swinging back and forth between the 2 players, but Jerome definitely coming up on top in terms of resource management, and I think we're about to see it close out the game
Tributes us.
with that Mega Ryza.
Just slides that Rose into the graveyard thanks to unexplored winds.
I put this back. And then I bounce.
Mega Ryza mandatory.
Yep.
Mandatory effect. This is a mandatory trigger. Something has to go away.
We can go next game.
And Drew concedes this one. Jerome taking the first one, but now it's 1-0.
So a little bit of confusion on what had happened in terms of Toucan and Stree activating their effects to return to hand. In the end, it is irrelevant. I think that Rose is probably the only one left. I guess probably the card you needed to draw there. No more engages left in the deck. But there's just too much going on there. You can't really get through all of it.
Now, this is an interesting matchup. Flunderies typically can punish players for playing a lot of monsters, a lot of summoning, but Sky Striker, on the other hand, only focuses on a very small amount of monsters and a lot of spells and traps. And these spells and traps can destroy front and back. And with Afterburners, you can take out some of the spells and traps. That's as long as you have the 3 in the graveyard. And there's just many ways that you can keep on going. You can even use, what was the other one that hits? Jamming Wave is the one I'm thinking of.
Jamming Wave hits the back row.
Hits the back row, and you can also hit the monsters. So there's like many ways you can work around to just destroy cards constantly. And even if you get hit by cards like Harpy's Featherstorm, it's not a complete blowout. Not for this matchup.
The tricky thing to watch out for is when you can't use the effects of your special summon attack position monsters. Because you can't get anything back with Kagari, you won't be able to bring anything back with Shizuku. You can attack directly with Hayate, but then you can't send anything to the graveyard with it. So that's one of the effects you really got to watch out for if you are the Sky Striker player here. But not a lot of monsters is the thing. And if you run out of those, no matter what you're playing against, you're not going to be able to do very much at all.
Yeah, I'm going to look forward to seeing how these players are going to slide into Game 2. Sky Striker, well, typically they can go second, but do they want to?
Traditionally you do that quite a lot. I don't think you do it here in this Flunderies matchup. I think you want to go first and get something going, but we'll see.
Players are finishing up their side here. I think being able to stop the effects of them following up with additional normal summons, that's like key point here in stopping Flunderies. But there's many other ways to stop them. You just don't let their effects go through. If they aren't able to add cards. Drone Lockbird, for instance, also a very, very strong card against this particular matchup. We're going to see if we're going to see a Drone Lockbird, maybe.
Yeah, the tough thing, though, is like when you have the Imperm or whatever and you want to use it on Urbina, but they just have Advent of Adventure and banish it out of the way.
That's different.
We saw that in that last round with the Empen, being able to force the effect through.
Being able to manage these chain links is very, very vital because these are crucial, like little mini games that you have to play. Do they have the Imperm for them to just negate my card? But do they have the fall to remove the monster so I can keep my effects? These are the things that both of these players have to keep in mind to win out on these big chain links that they're building.
Yeah, Advent Adventure is so very, very good, especially against specifically targeted negation stuff like Infinite Permanence and Widow Anchor.
And that is one of the cards that are really good against them, so that provides them counterplay and follow-up.
Pretty long game 1, too.
Oh, yeah.
Almost half an hour.
Well, these players are committed. They're going to go all the way through. Jerome needs one more game to secure his spot for day 2.
Yep, 21 points does it. And
Sorry.
Oh. Sorry.
And it sounded like he was letting Jerome go first.
Yeah, okay. He said the time, so I thought we were like chilling. Yeah, it's fine.
We're just getting right here, and we're now going into Game 2.
All right, so that's interesting. He's going to let Jerome go first and set up. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Draw phase Shifter.
Dimensional Shifter. That's going to prevent all those spell cards from hitting that graveyard.
So Shifter plus map. Does he also have Rubina?
Shifter, map, Rubina. Triple play.
It
sure looks that way.
Oh, it is. It's Rubina as well. Shifter, map, Rubina. It's the Floow Exodia.
Luckily, there's a 3-card Exodia here. This is going to be very difficult for Drew to play on his own turn. There's just no way to load any more spells into the graveyard. There needs to be some way to survive the upcoming turn after.
Yeah, this is a tough one. That shifter was going to get him whether he went first or second. But
That's the advantage of playing Floow, is a deck that benefits off of having all cards banished and making your opponent play under your rules. Now the Apex Avian has been added to hand through the Eaglin, and we're probably going to see a follow-up on that on the Tribute Summon.
This is just tough. I can feel like the sympathy pain for Drew here. Looking down at his hand as Jerome goes ahead and Tribute summons the Mist Valley Apex Avian and pulls back Rubina to hand.
Yep. Now we're going to see a follow-up. That's a Pot of Duality. Or was it? Sorry, that was not a Pot of Duality. I think that's the Advent of Adventure.
That's Advent of Adventure, yes.
Oh, I must play so hard.
That's tough. That's tough having that strong of an opening, and he thinks that he's made an error.
That is unfortunate. But still, the Dimensional Shifter can buy him a whole turn's worth of time. Sky Striker not being able to load any spell cards into the graveyard is one of the choke points for sure. Engage is not going to be able to draw. The Afterburners won't be able to destroy spells and traps. Everything is limited to only the one effect.
Yeah, and you can see trying to switch gears here, it's definitely slowed down quite a bit. Because Jerome's been playing really quickly this entire thing.
Yeah,
and then you make one error, and then suddenly just like, okay, well, now what do I do?
These are the lines that you have not seen before.
Yeah, I have not practiced the lines for if I screwed up.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
And we are going to be advancing the gameplay right now, and we're going to activate the Unexplored Winds. Effective Unexplored Winds.
You want to shuffle?
Yeah, I'll shuffle it, yeah. Just in general.
And you're checking that out right now.
I believe he's going for the drawing effect.
The drawing effect, yes.
Unexplored Winds. Oh, I guess I hope both players remember that D shifter is still live. Drew has to figure out how he's going to get out of this one. It's going to be a very, very tough one.
Yeah, so the draw effect is you can reveal up to 2 Wing Beast monsters in your hand, place them on the bottom of your deck in any order, then draw the same number of cards. Kind of like Cosmo Town.
A little bit.
So Drew's up. Shifter is still in effect here. We're going to start with Area 0.
Area 0 is wonderful, but is it enough?
We're going to see what we find.
Area 0 is going for a bigger dig.
and engage. And then sends whatever that is.
That was
the
thrust.
Yeah, thrust is the third one, but whatever he targets is going to go get banished.
And that's a Shark Cannon.
Well, that's a good trade. That is a pretty nice one to give up. Not super useful here. But you don't want to lose the engage to the shifter. Do you have to?
Well, there's 2 engage. We're fine.
Well, this one's going to go through.
How are we going to stop losing additional cards here? I mean, we are adding a card. Which card are we going to go for? Widow Anchor could prevent something from moving forward, but then there's always going to be that Apex Avian. Apex Avian might be forced to play right here, but again, all these cards are not hitting the graveyard, and once they're not hitting the graveyard, it just takes that much longer to set up the Sky Striker graveyard.
It's tough, like the map, Unexplored Winds, Mist Valley, with the extra Floow there. It's tough. So the Avian has to. Oh, he lets it go.
Maybe he's worried about a triple tactics thrust going into something else.
That makes, because he just saw a thrust as well, so it's probably in his mind that might be something that's out there.
If we go into a thrust, perhaps into a Feather Duster,
yeah, Duster would be brutal.
Even more problematic. Now we're going to see a Cosmic Cyclone chained to the Magnificent map, preventing the additional normal summon, paying 1,000 life points.
Go battle here and attack the Toucan and hold Ray up so she doesn't get banished.
Yeah. By that time, the Dimensional Shifter will expire. And once that happens, then perhaps the Ray can play during the opponent's turn.
So goes into battle, attacks the Toucan.
And if we're going to go really defensive, that Ray can summon it into Sky Striker A's Kaina just to prevent additional attacks.
Yeah, I think we're just Not doing that this turn, though.
Definitely not this turn. We want that Ray to hit the
crucial to
graveyard.
keep Ray in the graveyard.
I mean, Drew has already expended 4 spell cards to get to this position
Yeah.
Sets 1 face down.
in the column.
So he's at least pretending that it's an imperm, but we'll see if it actually is.
So we're going to pass turn.
All right, so now Shifter is no longer in effect.
Explain my main.
We go to the main phase.
Channeling 1, channeling 2.
Start with Eaglin, retrieve Toucan. Toucan is retrieved, and then Eaglin's going to go ahead and fetch Empen.
Okay. The Toucan definitely has targets to retrieve from the banish.
And now for this
We're just going to
tribute summon, we're taking out the back row, which was not.
Channeling 2.
That's a great one to actually get rid of.
Well, that's the Widow Anchor. Not the Widow Anchor, sorry, the Shark
Shark
Cannon.
Cannon. That's the one that Drew does not mind losing. I'm surprised it was not the Ray that was
I'm a
taken
little
out.
surprised it wasn't
Because
the Ray either.
there was no timing for that.
So he's clearly got something else to deal with the Ray. That gets a Dreaming Town,
Dreaming
in addition to allowing another normal summon.
In terms of hand advantage, I would say Jerome is way, way ahead. You're going to go to Rabina.
We know about Rabina. She's been around for a while.
And
Ash Blossom, now active.
one of the rare times that Ash Blossom can come down. There is no other monster being chained to the Rabina.
So what could that be? We're going to go with Advent of Adventure.
Okay,
Now,
but
that doesn't get you around the negation from Ash Blossom,
yep.
but you do get a search.
I don't think the chaining was even necessary. We're going to get to the map. That's going to provide Jerome with an additional normal summon. As
Well,
long as,
it might be to get your Rabina banished.
mm-hmm.
All right, so that's going to go ahead and banish Empen, and then what's up next? It's Toucan.
Channeling.
Okay.
I just use it to grab it.
And we're going to add back the Empen. And we're going to tribute summon. And we're going to clear off the Ray. That's a lot of damage.
Can you do that multiple times in a turn? Yeah,
Yeah,
you can.
yeah, as long as you can keep on tribute summoning, you can clear one card at a time.
Battle.
That Unexploded Wind really putting in the work there.
So that's 3,000 and
I'm
3,000.
at 14.
Say that again.
14, I believe, right? 56? Or 27, 27,
That was
54.
27 and 27. That's right. I'm thinking that Smorg Field spell's in play from the last Wonderies match.
But
Yeah,
this
1,000 and then
this is cutting it really close now.
instead of 56. So I'm at 16.
I don't think
Yeah,
there's any
69.
Psychic End Punisher in this one.
Nope, apparently not. Oh, little accident right there.
Oh, that one's not going to do it.
Thinking.
Sure. Set one.
All right, so we're going to set one.
Set one, and on this is on the set. I believe. Yo, there we go. Jerome taking it 2-0. Very clean for one reason.
That was a really good one. He played that very well.
I do believe that one of the major contributor to that match was the dimensional shift.